Tenyo, oh what that dine. This is the voice of the Patriot, where we speak truth to power, and I'm most excited to be with you. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be for one solid reason: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Remember, here we are not neutral, never claim to be. We have taken sides, the side of the truth. That is why we are affectionately called the headquarters of the truth. This is the voice of the people. And my brother, my sister, our daily editorial. This is all in the service of God and country. And today we have some really beautiful stories to deal with. Now the very first story I am looking at today is taken from Ghana Web. And it says, I won't apologize today or tomorrow to any fake pastor. And this is Kennedy Agyapong vowing. Flag bearer hopeful of the new Patriotic Party, Kennedy Agyapong, has stated that he's not willing to apologize to any pastor who he has criticized in the past, insisting that his actions were meant to correct wrongdoing within the church. Now, speaking to members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church over the weekend, Agyapong explained that his criticisms were not attacks on the church, but were aimed at exposing loopholes and misconduct he observed among some pastors. Someone said I should apologize to some of the pastors I spoke against, but I said that if I apologize to them, it means I won't lead the nation truthfully if I become president. Some of these pastors have come to my house to apologize. If they had done the right thing, would they have sent people to my house to apologize? He said. He recounted instances where some pastors engaged in unethical practices, including illegal electricity connections and property disputes. Now, the former member of parliament for Asin Central further noted that his confrontations helped to correct certain misconduct among some pastors who were allegedly duping church members and engaging in fraudulent activities. He added that secretaries of some of these pastors had personally visited him to apologize for their superiors' behavior, stressing that his decision not to apologize is based on principle and not politics. Kennedy Agyapong doesn't cease to impress me. Every now and then, my brother, my sister, I am tempted to applaud one or two things that he does. Now he has made it clear that the principle on which he embarked on that expose, exposing pastors and men of God who had all of a sudden relocated from Mount Zion to Sodom and Gomorrah, was basically and purely foundationed on the truth. If he was asked to apologize because he had made mistakes, if he was asked to apologize because he had erred in his facts, then he is ready to apologize. But just apologize because you want power. Kennedy Agyapong says, not today and not tomorrow. What a man. If this was Baomia, I'm sure he would have apologized 1 trillion times. My brother, my sister, all because of power. Nana Rodankwa Akufo-Addo, drank water from a pure water sachet. We saw him drinking calipo. He fooled us into believing that he was down to earth and very humble. When he won power, what did he do? He wanted private jets that will prepare hot food for him whilst in mid-air. He wanted private jets that will make him have some cool, cozy showers while in mid-air. He wanted private jets with enough room to accommodate his overly long legs. He refused to even drink water made in Ghana. He drank imported water on the plane. Yet, when he wanted our power to be loaned to him, he drank calipo in broad daylight, in the full glare of all Ghanaians. He drank from pure water sachet. What in Ghana is simply called pure water on the streets. He fooled us. After that, he probably was looking for the Moets, the Jack Daniels, the Shandons, and so on and so forth. My brother, my sister, politicians will do anything for power, even if it means selling their own mothers, with all non-apology to Elembele Mugabe. My brother, my sister, today Agyapong is making it clear. Yes, I know that I want power. I know I want to be your next president. I am not ready to apologize to any fake pastor. My brother, my sister, maybe I would have handled this expose differently from my background and where I come from. But let's look at Agyapong's own life. He is not an angel, and he doesn't pretend that he's an angel. That is why I will give my vote to Agyapong and refuse Baomia my vote. Agyapong tells you how many children he has. He tells you how many women he has had children with, how many girlfriends he has bunked. My brother, my sister, his life is an open book. He is not pretending to be Angel Gabriel when he is Lucifer. So it is an abomination for the so-called men of God, my brother, my sister, to claim they are men of God, holier than thou, and at the same time, my brother, my sister, be hiding under the dark and be eaten with the devil. I'm not saying that all the men of God that came under the forensic scrutiny and expose of Agyapong are culpable. All I'm saying is that in the eyes of Agyapong, he saw them all to be fake. And still, he stands on that. He doesn't care if these pastors go to tell their congregations never to vote for him. He doesn't want votes from hypocrites and parasites. He wants votes from well-meaning Ghanaians who have common sense. That is why I can never be a politician. I can't lie. If you put a gun to my head, it is the same truth you would hear. My brother, my sister, Agyapong has said it time and again, my brother, my sister, that he is not ready, never ever, to compromise the truth. And I think I can trust him. Hi, you can criticize Kennedy from morning till night. You can call him all sorts of names. Not fit for office, not fit for president, not fit for anything. But you can never tag him with falsehood. Never. Tell me one lie that Kennedy is ever told. One lie. And I will show you a country with no flag. hates the devil, but give him credit for living in hell, the heat of hell all this while. Hates the duker, but praise his speed. Kennedy may not be your average politician, your go-to politician, but do not take it away from him. He doesn't lie to Ghanaians like the liar that everybody knows, moving from Agboglochi all the way through Tema to Wale Wale and all those areas, telling nothing but pure lies. Today, he's busily running around left, right, and center, apologizing to Ghanaians for deceiving them. And the cheek of it all, I was only a mate, you know. I was only a mate. Such a dirty, irresponsible alibi. Dirty, irresponsible alibi. Why did you not resign when your position as a co-driver was relegated to a common mate? Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? Now you played with the lives of the people of Ghana. You were brought in to be a co-driver, like a co-pilot. You fell asleep on the job. You were relegated to a pantry boy on the plane. And you were busily going around asking passengers if they would drink water or they would drink some juice when you were supposed to be in the cockpit, helping the pilot fly the plane. The pilot drove all of us into a mountain, crashed and killed all of us. Today your ghost is going around apologizing to us. Are you crazy? I don't forgive people like this. You came and begged us to give you the opportunity to serve us. We are a dying nation because of corrupt politicians. We gave you the opportunity. And when you took the opportunity, what did you do with it? You wrote several volumes of encyclopedia. Lies encyclopedia. Volume 1 up to volume 18. You expect me to trust you and bring you back into power because I'm crazy. Hate Kennedy as much as you want. Loathe him as much as you want. He's an illiterate. He's never been to school. He is a drug baron. He is a man who has so many children. He is a man who is... But you can never tag him with the falsehood. My brother, my sister, I want to applaud Kennedy Agyapong. And again, I am not saying all the pastors he mentioned did whatever he claimed they did. But at least there is a principle he has stood on, that he spoke the truth. He's telling you that a lot of the secretaries of these pastors came over to apologize to him. They should be apologizing to God and to their congregations for leading them astray. My brother, my sister, but among those pastors, there is one that I would always say that Kennedy Agyapong was 100% correct, and that's Obinim. The bleached face Obinim. He told us he was an angel. He painted a picture of himself with wings. He was going around there sleeping with one of his church members who got pregnant. And in his own words, he paralyzed the child, the innocent child that came out of this woman. All because of hatred, foolishness, and wickedness. These are not my words. So if such a bleach-faced idiot is exposed, am I not a happy man? The rest of the pastors, I don't know too much about them. But I think it is time pastors and men of God stopped the holier-than-thou attitude. Remember, you are a man before you became a man of God. You are not immortal. And again, you are not infallible. We all make mistakes. Let your congregations know that you are men and not gods. So when you make mistakes, at least they will take you on that value tangent. I leave it here. To Kennedy, congratulations, my brother. I can't wait for your primaries to end and see how Bawumia will pack out of this country in awe, in disappointment. Mark these words. This is the end of Bawumia's career. It's finished. You have an opportunity once, and when you flaunt it, we expect that you will be able to deal with it, and when you fail, we relegate you where you belong. Now the next thing I want to look at is also coming from Ghana Web, and it says Adwoa Safo dismisses claims of switching support from Bawumia to Kennedy Agyapong. And I read, former member of parliament for Dominic Kwabenya and former minister for gender, children and social protection, Sarah Adwoa Safo, has strongly refuted reports suggesting that she has defected from the camp of former President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to that of Kennedy Agyapong. In a press disclaimer issued on Tuesday, Adwoa Safo described the circulating rumors as entirely false, baseless, and without merit. She emphasized that at no point has she shifted her support or political allegiance from Dr. Bawumia, whom she continues to regard with deep respect and admiration. I leave it here. My brother, I don't know how many people put value on Adwoa Safo. She absolutely has no value. Why are people putting some value on Adwoa Safo? Don't we have better and proper people to talk about? Blakk Rasta, are you too harsh on this woman? Let's go into the nitty-gritties. This was a woman who was given the opportunity to serve Ghana as the minister of what? Gender, social welfare, whatever it was, after performing so abysmally. Right there at the vetting, parliamentarians still passed her because they have no respect for the sovereignty of Ghana. All those who okayed her, your reward is waiting for you in hell. My brother, my sister, they were able to okay her despite the fact that she performed so abysmally and very arrogant woman. And when they put her in the ministry, she proved all of us right that the arrogant woman that she is, she has no respect for the sovereignty of Ghana. She went on an AWOL. She left the office, the ministry, surged all the way to America. And within 2 weeks of landing in America, her accent changed. Water became war. University became university. We all heard her live and colored when she spoke, and we wondered if this was an AI version of Adwoa Safo, or this is the real Adwoa Safo. She never apologized to the good people of Ghana up till now. She left her Domi Kwabenya constituency, the same constituency that she went to beg Kennedy Agyapong to come and help her win. The arrogant Adwoa Safo, no patriotism in her blood. She left. And when we asked her, she told us, my family first. Meanwhile, she swore an allegiance to Ghana, thick and thin. She placed her family right ahead of the integrity of Ghana. She threw Ghana under the bus and went chilling in America, celebrating birthdays on the streets of America and dancing to loud music. when Ghanaians became so appalled and had to knock on the door of the president to ask for accountability and some answers. The president was so embarrassed, having tried several times to woo Adwoa Safo into coming back to Ghana and failed. He ended up sacking Adwoa Safo. Adwoa Safo didn't care. She waited until it was time for elections again. The idiots that we are, we always forget. You know what happened? She came and went to Dome Kwabenya again, telling the people to vote for her. My brother, my sister. And then she apologized to the president of Ghana and also to her party members, to those of us Ghanaians who suffered when she left her ministry. She didn't care. After all, we were not members of the party. This is the person. Some people think if she is a member or she gives her allegiance to a certain candidate, it will make a difference. If you have Adwoa Safo in your camp, it's like losing 1 million votes. Because people like me will stay away from Adwoa Safo because of what she did to Ghana. What quality does she have? What value does she have? No political value, no academic value. Everything is trash. Trash in, trash out. If I were Kennedy, I would not even think about this woman. If I were Bawumia, I'll leave it here. Now, the very last issue I want to look at is also very interesting, and one of my mentors, Patriot, is here. My brother, my sister, and he's speaking. It is also taken from Ghana Web. My brother, my sister, here we are. What does it say? Pratt reacts to Mahama Haruna's comments on Ghana having a first female president. And I read, conversations have intensified since two high-profile government officials recently suggested that Ghana could have its first ever female president soon. Now, the conversations began when the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, stated that he hopes to see Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman rise to become Ghana's first female president. Now, welcoming the Vice President to the Ministry of Education on her official visit on September 24, 2025, Idrisu described the moment as a great personal honor. He stressed that her elevation to the second highest office of the land is a milestone for women in leadership. It is my pride and honor to welcome you back to the Ministry of Education, this time in an elevated capacity as the first female prime vice president of our republic. It is my prayer that God will give you long life and good health, that probably you'll be elevated to become the first female president. May Allah grant you that strength, he said. Not very long after Haruna's remarks, a similar statement was made by none other than the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, during the Global Leaders Meeting on Women in Beijing on October 12, 2025. Now, the President expressed optimism about Ghana electing a female president in the near future, emphasizing that the country's progress is empowering women in leadership positions. And it's a clear indication that it is ready for a female head of state. My brother, my sister, However, it appears that the pronouncements of these high-profile figures have raised eyebrows and stirred curiosity among some individuals, including Kwesi Pratt Jr. Now, the veteran media broadcaster and managing editor of the Inside newspaper, reacting to the pronouncements, asserted that something he described as interesting could be going on at the presidency as well as within the government. And on X, he wrote, something very interesting is happening in the presidency, and observers are watching with very keen eyes and listening with anxious ears. According to him, the pronouncements of the minister and the president do not appear to be coincidental. I honestly would like to see a female become president of Ghana, and not only Ghana, any country in Africa. Males have dominated this space, and all we have seen is corruption. If the other gender can do it better, why not? But my brother, I'm glad Haruna spoke about the health and longevity of the vice president. He said, I pray for long life and good health. These are the two basic concerns of Ghanaians when it comes to Vice President Jane. My brother, my sister, Vice President Jane Agyapong has been rumored to be in ill health. And this was authenticated right after the elections. She had to emplane on a private jet to go out there and get treatment. Is she healed now? Is she well? It is our prayer that a dignified woman like that should have good health and have long life. But these two are not entirely under our control. We honestly would not want to vote somebody into the presidency who is sick and will not have time to take care of the mandate that has been given to her. My brother, my sister, for me, Jane Agyapong would have been the best candidate for the NDC if her health was okay. Is it too much to ask what her health condition is right now as a public figure who my taxes are being paid to? Don't I have the right to know the health condition of my employees? What is her health condition now? Is she okay? In her own words, when one of the Ahoys, sadly, before the elections, may be intoxicated on wine, because we're told he was drinking wine the whole night, said that she could become president and that it had happened before. And many people read into the whole thing. That Atta Mills died suddenly and Mahama became president. So this other Ahoy who was talking was intimating that Mahama might be going so that Jane will take over. They know what we don't know. They probably know that Mahama is not too well. We don't know that. They are those who are politicians. They know who has a headache. They know who has a boil under their testicles. We don't know. And they are good at keeping these as secrets and sometimes hinting at the secret. I remember saying on this show, if I were Mahama, I will never accept a drink from this Ahoy. I don't remember what his full name is, but he's one of the Ahoys. Today, they are hinting at a woman president. Could it be Jane Nana Agyapong? And if it is her that they have their eyes on, the vultures will soon come after her. Those who believe they have been in the party 1 trillion years before her. Poisons are going to be flying left, right, and center. And poison darts cannot be taken out of the equation. Spiritual and physical. This is a dirty game called politics. For all you know, all those who are saying, oh, you must be the next president, they have their own eyes on the presidency. And they are sleeping with malams and witch doctors, making sure that they bury this person alive. Hallelujah. You see why I can never be a politician? But I like Haruna's prayer. Long life and good health. It is time to think about our health care in Ghana. Please, Let's think about our health care in Ghana. Fix the broken health